There's so much to talk about after the last few days and what we've been able to catch up with you in action. Um, Before we get on to obviously facing Gary Anderson in the Players' Championships, I want to talk to you a little bit about how you got there in the first place. And I've heard some great things about getting your tour card in the first place. Are you able to tell us a little bit about how that kind of came to be? Because from what I understand, there was only 29 tour cards up for grabs, right? And 800 people competing?
Yeah, it's around about 800, maybe a little bit more than that. So I think it was like 397 in England, maybe 450 something in Europe over in Germany. Yeah, it's like so 4 days I was there. I had about 3 points, and I can't remember the leg difference now. But if I'd have stayed in the hotel on the Wednesday, I think I'd have been automatically through.
Mm.
But then I didn't. I decided to go and play and lost. I was 4-1 up. I think 4-1 up, and then up losing 5-4. And then I just said to my dad, just go. I was like, I've had enough. I was like, that's that ruined. We'll go again next year now. I thought myself, I said I had a good ADC, good on. I was doing all right on Modus and stuff. And I said to my dad, well, I'll just do that again for another year and then wait again till January. And then literally got pretty much in my road, parked up, and my phone was going in my driveway. And then got a phone call saying you got to come back because Dave Pellet's pulled out. And then I found out the next day, I think someone else pulled out as well. I think it was Lee Cox was ill. So I would have had a phone call, but I think that would have been too late in the morning for that one because I'm about 2.5 hours away.
Mm, yeah, and since then, this is your eighth tournament right on the tour. How's it all been, the whole experience?
I don't know. It's a bit mad, really, because I say I didn't really because I went home and stuff like that. It's all just been a bit of a. I went back with like a just a free pass and ended up getting a car that was absolutely just turned my life upside down. And then since then, it's just been mad. But the support I get and my boss and stuff and my work, like, do you know what I mean, it's all been brilliant. To be fair, everyone's like proper behind me down here and like local sort of thing. So
Mm,
saying give it your best shot. The 2 years you got, just go for it. Like, and then I was like, Kushti, let's go.
yeah, and how often are these events and tournaments kind of coming up? Like, what's the diary looking like for you?
It's around about two tournaments a month, and then uh, I think was it March? February was quite a busy one, and they had the UK Open in it as well. And then this month's coming up. April's gonna be quite busy, and then May's quite quiet. I think it's just one in May. But yeah, I think it's 34 altogether plus the European tours and stuff. That's 34. I think it is Players Championships and the Euro tours on top of that. It's quite a lot.
Mm, nice. And I mean, let's talk about it in Germany for the Players' Championships a couple of days ago. Um, Before we get on to the final and facing Gary Anderson, just tell us a little bit about the process because a lot of what I've read and looked at online, it kind of said that you were a surprise package to make the final. Clearly, you had an unbelievable few games. Can you just tell us a little bit about the getting to the final and the route there for you?
I say my first game was against I think it was Michael Flynn. I think his name's Michael Flynn. I know it's Flynn, but I can't remember the second one. But yeah, I played him and I thought he beat Michael Van Gogh and in I think it was Netherlands first round. And I thought I know he's quite handy. I just thought just give you your best go and see how you go. And I felt really comfortable with it. There's a little bit, a few missed doubles and stuff, and I felt really good. And then I knew I had Andy beatings in the second game, and I in the practice, like in between, I was like, I'm putting throwing really well here, to be fair, like, as straight as anything. And then at one point, 3-0 up, I think I was running off like 128 average. At the time, it doesn't feel like that. And so after, as people keep posting stuff, you sort of like, I was like, oh, bloody hell, here we go. And then I felt good in that game. And then I can't remember who's after that now. I think it's Damon Hetter after that one.
Mm,
Beat Damon, still on the quite good form. So the only time I dropped out of 90 averages was against Gary in the final. I think it was an 89 something in the end.
mm.
But yeah, it's just one of them days. Like, I felt really good, and it's just I didn't really feel any nerves or anything. I just felt like I'm starting to bed into it a little bit now. Like at first, like the first few has been quite. Uh, you sort of in yourself. I know I've got the game. You know what I mean? It's just sometimes you feel like you should like I don't know. It's just like being around it and stuff. But I know like it's just consistency really. And then once I get that sort of sussed, I'll be all right.
And you get to a position where you find yourself in the final with Gary Anderson. At what point did you realize, hold on a second, like something's happening here? Like I could potentially, make it all the way to the final.
Yeah, when I beat Dirk in the semi, I sort of come off afterwards and I felt like a bit like I don't know, sort of pinched myself a little bit. And I sat on the table, I was like, oh yeah, I was like, I've actually got all the way here. And then they said like you and Gary in the final 10 minutes, and then had a little call off the marshal, and I was like, it just sort of felt a bit overwhelming. Do you know what I mean? Like you're playing like I don't know, it's my first like year doing it, and then you're sitting there thinking, I wouldn't ever think I'd be in a final if I'm honest. So I didn't like. I think this year was just to test the waters. A lot of like probably a lot of people probably wrote me off a bit, but I didn't write myself off. I know the ability's there. It's just if I'd done it and turn up, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I thought give it like I don't know, it's mad. Like I say, is I feel like I'm glad I'm competing there now. So
And
yeah, just keep.
at what point did you kind of go from that? Obviously, you said you only had 10 minutes, but at what point did you go from, oh my goodness, I can't believe this, to right, there's a game to play here?
I think every dart player has it, mate. Really, you sort of sit there like obviously now I've done it. It's probably like right, I've played him now, and it's like that's what it is. He had really nice words to say afterwards as well, so I appreciate him for that. And it's just sort of like yeah, it's weird that you sort of just switch straight off. Really, it's like you sort of sit there, everyone's texting. I wish I put my phone on um, pilot mode. Really, I wish I did, but aeroplane mode, but. Normally I do, and I had all the messages coming through going, "You got Gary now, you got Gary now." And I was sitting there thinking, oh, I wish I never kept seeing these. I wish it was just away from me, and then just sort of like. But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it, and it's like, what can I don't know. It's amazing, really.
Yeah. And what was Gary like afterwards when obviously, unfortunately, you weren't able to go all the way, but did you guys manage to share a moment? You said he said some nice things to you.
Yeah, he says nice things to me when we first like as we like walked into the little stream, and then afterwards as well, he said some nice stuff. And then in his interview, he was like sort of praising me up a bit. So he didn't have to do that. Do you know what I mean? He's just won the whole day, and he's gone out of his way to do that. So I appreciate him for that. So that's quite nice hearing it from Gary as well. Do you know what I mean? So he's like a proper established player. I'm just a new person. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Just come into it. Like,
Has it left
but
you
yeah.
with an appetite for more?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. That's when yesterday when I started off, started off quite well. And then all of a sudden I was just trying to, you just want it again, don't you? Like the same feeling again. But like I say, sometimes you win some, you lose some. So I know, like, I've lost plenty before, and I'm not really like a big, obviously you're annoyed that you lost, but then you got to pick yourself back up and go again. So,
And in terms of what's next, what's coming up, where can people look out for you? What have you got next in the diary?
next to the diary is Leicester at the end of the month. I think it's the 31st of March till the 2nd of April. There's two Players' Championships and a couple of European tours on the Wednesday, I think it is. And then after that, a week later again, it's in Leicester again for two Players' Championships. And then a week after that, it's in Rosmalen in the Netherlands. So got a few busy weeks coming up, but I'm looking forward to it. I have a few days off, get back on the practice board, and the thing is, I never used to like before all this. I was literally just like go to work, come back, go out for a night out at darts on the Monday night. I've sort of knocked out on the head a little bit my team a bit. I used to play in the Wickham Mill in Portchester, but I sort of said to him, like, if I can make it, I'll make it. If not, I've been having like 40 minutes to an hour practice every night now, just sort of like giving myself a bit more of a chance when I go there. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't do that before. So
Yeah. And when you go back to those practice sessions, are people kind of, have you had chance to touch base with some of the people that you were playing with regularly before since this has all happened for you?
I'll speak to them all the time. So we always, I play on the Wednesday still over in Waterlooville in Portsmouth, and then sometimes on a Tuesday in Southampton as well. It's like everyone's like we just sort of like still go out and stuff. Yeah, so
Mm,
it's like I say, everyone always says to me, "What's it like?" I bet it's crazy. I'm not. It's just like mad, isn't it? Like, I'm not really like I don't know.
mm.
It's
Well,
mental, mate. I can't get my head around it still. If I'm honest, it's just yeah, it's turned my life around really.